So it seems that with episode 95, Mega Voltage is finally going to get serious. In this episode, Liko and Roy will enter the mysterious and the suspicious Exceed company building they found at the end of the previous episode. Inside, they will find a battlefield surrounded by several seats in an amphitheater configuration. Coral and Sidian, who we will get to see for the first time post-time skip, take to the battlefield as if it was a stage to seemingly present something, more on this later, to the people in the audience. Ultimately, Coral and Sidian will end up facing Liko and Roy for obvious reasons, so we will get what is by now for sure a classic showdown, right? As usual, they will all use their main Pokemon, and it seems this will be a double battle. Now, Liko and Roy won't be the only ones paying a visit to this facility, since Uruto, who was noticeably absent in the previous episode, will also be present, and by all accounts, he is not his usual self, energetic, loud, upbeat, etc. Instead, he is dead serious, which shocks Liko and Roy greatly, going by what they say during the preview. Now, why the sudden change of personality? Well, it's not confirmed, but I'm willing to bet that it has something to do with this sphere he has in his hand. This is the something that I alluded to earlier, the something Coral and Sidian are likely going to be presenting / showcasing. The question is, of course, what is this strange device? Well, in my opinion, there is only one plausible answer. Near the end of the previous episode, Liko and Roy overhear a boy and a girl talking about spheres that they don't know or recall the name of, hence why they refer to them as What's-It spheres. These spheres are supposedly handy in battle and they will be released soon. Given the title of episode 95, I'm assuming that the name of these spheres is Strong Sphere, which is, awfully creative. I think it's safe to say that what Uruto is holding here is one of these strong spheres, and that they will be released by the Exceed company. This facility is likely meant to be some sort of test site for this new product. Coral and Sidian are meant to debut and present it in front of an early access audience who are here to get a first look at and potentially also some hands-on time with the new product. There's even a woman with a microphone that seems to be a presenter, the one actually introducing the new product, with Coral and Sidian being more like special guest stars that are here to really sell and hype up the new product, which again is the Strong Spheres. As for the identity of said new product, which is to say what are these so-called Strong Spheres, well, they look an awful lot like the 6 spheres found on the contraption Spinel threw at the heroes in episode 89. Each of these spheres had, of course, a shard of Laquium within them. We know that Laquium is capable of giving Pokemon a power boost, hence why the boy in episode 94 said that they are handy in battle. So they are kind of like a Terra Orb, except that when you toss it at your Pokemon, they just get an insane power-up that includes, according to what we've heard from Dot, gaining the ability to use moves the Pokemon cannot learn. So yeah, this would definitely give you an advantage in battle, but it comes at a price. Laquium makes Pokemon go berserk. Therefore, you would only use it if you're okay with being unable to control your Pokemon. Though presumably, since Exceed is planning to release these spheres to the public, I can only assume that they figured out a way to minimize or straight up nullify the negative effects of Laquium. Otherwise, they're going to have a bunch of unsatisfied customers knocking on their door. It would be foolish to release a product with such a clear fault. That's just asking for trouble, something they surely don't want, given how much effort they likely put towards gaining a good reputation with the public. If my assumption is correct, then the explorers succeeded in finding a way to properly harness the power of Laquium, meaning that they now have a potent weapon in their hands. Though even with less or no drawbacks, surely the pink mist of Laquium is unmistakable. And people know about the rampaging and insanely powerful Pokemon with impossible movesets that all share the pink aura and the mist. Surely this new product will still raise some eyebrows. Now let's go back to Uruto. Why so serious? Well, my guess is that he is interested in the strong spheres because they can make him stronger, which will allow him to more easily complete his goals of defeating his rival Roy and capturing Rayquaza. However, I'm sure Liko and Roy will make him aware of just what is responsible for the power boost the strong sphere can grant them. He will know that he would be relying on something very dangerous. This knowledge will weigh even more on him because he has seen firsthand multiple times what Laquium is capable of. So he is so serious because he is contemplating what he should do. Should he give in to his thirst for power, or should he listen to his conscience? I guess we will just have to wait and see. However, I'm willing to bet that he will likely choose not to rely on Laquium, since at the end of the day, he is one of the good guys, right? So I don't see him doing something that would be like switching to the dark side. Though of course he could still do it and just apologize and repent afterwards. But again, I doubt it. Though seeing him slap Roy's hand away with such a mean-spirited expression does reinforce the fact that he may go through a bit of a villain arc, ready to do whatever it takes to get a leg up. Though again, I doubt he will go through with becoming a bad guy. Especially because given how prideful he is, I could see him choosing not to rely on what is essentially a shortcut to greater power. He strikes me as someone that ultimately will prefer to get stronger on his own merit. Finally, I would be very surprised if Coral and Sidian do not use the strong spheres themselves during the battle with Liko and Roy. This would be a great way to show off what these spheres can do. If they do use them, then Liko and Roy are in for a difficult battle, though I'm sure they can handle it. Especially if they use Terrastal, and especially if Roy uses Lucario and he Mega Evolves it. Speaking of Mega Evolution, Glalie can Mega Evolve too, so I would also be surprised if Coral doesn't get Mega Evolution too, given the focus of this arc. This likely won't happen in this episode, but certainly in the future, right? Of course, we won't know what happens for sure until the episode airs on May 9, which happens to be the day after my birthday. By all accounts, this is shaping up to be a pretty interesting episode. It definitely looks like it will be the most compelling episode in this arc thus far. Hence why it's the first episode of this arc that I make a preview discussion for. The combination of challenging the morality of a character and of making said character show off a different, more fascinating side of themselves ensure that this episode should be quite engaging. So I am very much looking forward to it, and I will of course review the episode once it airs, so please look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, feel free to click the links on screen. And if you'd like to support the channel and help me keep making content like this, you can find ways to do so in the description below. Your support truly means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.